Nancy Cortez is on Capitol Hill with more on lawmakers' reactions to unverified claims that Russia had gathered compromising information about President-elect Trump.
I always wondered, what did Russia have on Donald Trump?
The unsubstantiated documents captivated Congress today, but they have been floating around for months.
I did what any citizen should do.
Arizona Republican John McCain was handed a copy late last year by a source he won't name.
Why do you think they came to you?
I had no idea.
Do you find the information credible?
I don't know. That's why I gave it to the FBI. I don't know if it's credible or not, but the information I thought deserved to be delivered to the FBI, the appropriate agency of government.
Some Republicans, like South Carolina's Lindsey Graham, urged caution.
Every American should view these things with skepticism and suspicion. You know, it's not up to him to prove what he didn't do.
Senate Intelligence Chair Richard Burr would not say if he had been briefed by the spy agencies about the validity of the claims.
Are you troubled by what you've heard so far?
Listen, I think we look at a report like this as opposition research from an unverified source.
But Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi and others in her party said Trump's unorthodox stance on Russia had led them to suspect some kind of connection long ago.
Any of that, whether it's financial, whether it's personal, whatever it is, cannot have an impact on the national security of the United States of America.
With the U.S. presidential election served as a backdrop Wednesday at the confirmation hearing of Rex Tillerson, Mr. Trump's pick for Secretary of State. As the CEO of ExxonMobil, Tillerson made deals with Russia. On Wednesday, senators pressed the nominee about his views on Russia and its President Vladimir Putin. Here's Chip Reed.
The toughest grilling of Rex Tillerson today came from a Republican, Senator Marco Rubio of Florida.
Is Vladimir Putin a war criminal?
I would not use that term.
Rubio, a leading critic of Russia, graphically described Russian bombing in Syria.
Mr. Putin has directed his military to conduct a devastating campaign. He's targeted schools and markets and other civilian infrastructure. It's resulted in the death of thousands of civilians. You are still not prepared to say that Vladimir Putin and his military have violated the rules of war and have conducted war crimes in Aleppo.
Now, those are very, very serious charges to make, and I would want to have much more information before reaching a conclusion.
You know, I find it discouraging, your inability to cite that, which I think is globally accepted.
Rubio has not yet decided whether to support Tillerson. If he votes no, that could put the oil executive's confirmation at risk in the narrowly divided Senate. Rubio has previously criticized Tillerson, who's known Putin for years, for accepting an order of friendship from the Russian president. But today, Tillerson said the two nations will probably never be friends.
Our value systems are starkly different.
Tillerson also encountered some rough sailing when Republican Chairman Bob Corker asked about lobbying against sanctions on Russia after it invaded Crimea.
I never lobbied against the sanctions. To my knowledge, ExxonMobil never lobbied against the sanctions.
But Corker reminded him of this.
I think you called me during this time.
And Democrat Bob Menendez said he had hard evidence Tillerson was mistaken.
I have 4 different lobbying reports totaling millions of dollars, as required by the Lobbying Disclosure Act, that lists ExxonMobil's lobbying activities on 4 specific pieces of legislation authorizing sanctions.
Senator Menendez also asked Tillerson if he and President-elect Trump have even talked about Russia yet. Tillerson said no. Menendez responded, "That's pretty amazing." Elaine?